Sure, sure. So I have $75,000 in student loan debt. It's from attending graduate school. I just graduated in May, and I actually was fortunate that I actually paid off all my undergraduate debt before going to graduate school. And I think, when I considered going into graduate school, I thought long and hard about the debt aspect. And to my mind, I thought, I took out loans, went to undergraduate, paid them off, and I'll just do it again. Although, I just recently filled out the exit exam, the required sort of quiz you have to fill out to complete your loan process, at least in terms of what the school's involved. And I finished this exit interview, and that's when you have to stare at this number, this real hard number of $75,000. And I remember sort of like staring at that page and thinking, what am I going to do to get out of this? And it wasn't like I sort of hear some people say, like, I'm not going to worry about it, or I'm not going to think about it, or they are dismissive, or maybe it's just sort of hopeless. And I don't feel hopeless about it, although it's certainly, I think, more daunting than it seemed. With each semester of having your student loans dispersed, there's something like comforting about these smaller chunks of numbers, and then there was something quite staggering about just staring that big number in the face. My debt has not affected me emotionally yet. I'm just looking at these big numbers, and I have a part-time job that I started as a graduate student, which doesn't even come close to even paying a minimum payment on some of these debts. And so the numbers are just so big that I haven't really had time to really like emotionally register it. And I think I'm still very optimistic that I'm going to get a better job than the job I had before I went to graduate school, and that these debts will be manageable. I just don't feel like I'm in a space to realistically tackle my debt, and so it hasn't really. I think if I were I had a full-time job, I was like in the swing of the working world, and I realized I couldn't pay this stuff off, I think I would be in more of a panic. Some of the way I think that people feel about debt, like, it is scary, and it can be emotionally nerve-wracking, and it can be oppressive, but I also think that if you're silent about it, you sort of just let it oppress you, or if you're just negative all the time. I think you have to think about the things that you've bought, bought and are still paying for. And I would hope that most people feel like it was worth it.